How's it going? It's been a minute, I know. It's been a bit of a change of scenery. So I'm in Chiang Mai, Thailand, and I've noticed walking around that there is an abundance of secondhand clothing stores. They have a bins here called Clothes Dumpster. I am hoping that they have vintage stuff there, because I think probably what happens is that they buy those big rag wads, whatever they're called, from Goodwill in America and probably resells them. And those famously are where you find a lot of the really good vintage t-shirts. I don't know anything about vintage, really. I've been mocked in the past for buying mids and shitters, bro. So I'm just gonna wing it and see if I can find something that will be worth mailing home. It will cost me about $16 American to mail one t-shirt back to the States. Okay, interesting turn of events. I just got dropped off by my car and my data package ran out as I was in the car. So I'm here at Clothes Dumpster behind me, and I'm gonna have to walk back. Okay, I just went through all of the t-shirts, which was a lot of t-shirts. The prices here are 20 baht a shirt, which I think is like 50 cents. The tie-dye Virginity Rocks t-shirt, and whatever that brand is, the condition's not so great. I'm tempted to buy this, but I'm 36, and I feel like that is an age cutoff for wearing irony tees. This I'm also tempted by. It's a Lululemon. Really lightweight. I don't think the striping would look that great on me. Otherwise I would maybe buy it, because one of my t-shirts has a hole in it that I didn't know about. This is a vintage Cruising Alaska t-shirt on a Miller tag. This is nothing, I don't think. There's some holes in it and stuff. It is single stitch. There was some fair amount of vintage in there, but I think it's been picked through. My suspicions were correct. I think they did buy a Goodwill bale. They're called bales, not wads. And all of the clothing, like 99% of the clothing, is American. Fox t-shirt, I would probably pick up. An Ariat t-shirt, I think that's a women's large. That's no-brainer, pretty much. Again, I can't look up comps because I don't have any data left. This is just a blank vintage San Francisco ringer. A lot of this stuff I would get if I were at home, just to flip at Buffalo Exchange, which is a buy-sell trade shop. REI XL black t-shirt. This is a hemp blend, probably worth 15 bucks or so. A Molson ringer. Well, partially ringer. That might be vintage, probably not. I just thought this was kind of cool. This is novel to me because I'm from San Diego, so exotic beer. This is a vintage British Reebok sport t-shirt. It's like heavy and reversible. Reebok stuff is not that great. I don't think the vintage is even that great. But again, Buffalo Exchange, the Christian KFC, hell yeah. T-shirt's got like paint splatters on it. Another irony tee for Buffalo Exchange. This one, I don't recognize brands. Again, can't look it up. Morgan Hom from Japan. It feels kind of nice. I can't look up the material composition because it's in Japanese. It feels like it might be a linen blend. This could just be some fast fashion brand I'm not familiar with. This right here is the worst article of clothing I've ever found thrifting. I'm not doing humor here. I'm not joking. This makes me sick, and I think this might be the only shirt that I buy so that I can destroy it. It is Grunt Style, a brand that's worth knowing as a reseller because it was a decent resale brand and then they went Vero. So do not sell this, and needless to say, probably don't give them any money at all, ever. United Athlete, just a weird vintage, almost like ska polo shirt. OWH, I don't recognize this. I don't know what that is. But yeah, that was a Buffalo Exchange one. Frank's Mini Mart, this is vintage. Tough Tees, or it's at least single stitch. Made in USA, some stains on it and stuff. These are probably worth nothing. Frank's Mini Mart, Kotati. This is a Disney t-shirt. It could be vintage, it's double stitch. Probably just early 2000s, I would guess. This looks vintage to me. It's got a bunch of paint splatters and stuff on it. It's that glittery, kind of thin screen printing. It's single stitch. No brands tag. This would be a shoe-in for Buffalo Exchange, I think. I don't recognize that if that's a band or something. Starlight Express. This again looks like it's probably vintage to me. Don't recognize the tag. It's XL and not single stitch, but just has that look to it. This is a brand called Golf Wang, which is a streetwear brand from LA, or at least they have a shop on Fairfax that I used to thrift near. That's the tag. If that's real, that might be worth something. It's kind of scummed up on the collar and it's a small size, but that is definitely a brand worth knowing. I found a hat from them that I flipped for like 30, 40 bucks one time. Another vintage, nothing, single stitch, bad condition t-shirt, no brand tag in there. Another one, vintage. These are ones I would only bother to flip to buy, sell, trade shops. This one is an anime convention t-shirt from Canada from 2010. Possibly some money in that, I don't know. This is a band from San Diego. Really small size. I don't know, probably not much money in that. And finally, this is Carbon to Cobalt, which is a good brand for button-up shirts. Don't really find their t-shirts that much. Have not really found their t-shirts that much. Could be worth 15 bucks or so, not sure. Tends to be a decent brand. Okay, so that was not really a success. It was pretty picked over, I think. What I'm really looking for is vintage t-shirts that are worth more than like 100, 150 bucks. Probably not going to find them, but that's the point at which it would be worth it to mail something home. And there's a couple vintage shops that I think are between me and my Airbnb. One of the great things about Thailand is that anywhere you go, you will run into stuff like this. There is a little clothing shop I just went into. And there's some gorgeous thing. I'm not exaggerating when I say that temples like that are just everywhere, at least in Bangkok and Chiang Mai, which are the two places that I've been. And here's another one. One of the cool things about it, that's the one that I just showed you, and then here's another one. One of the cool things is that you can go into at least the grounds of most of them. They don't charge you. They do have a dress code. Didn't really find anything there. Oh, look at this. Voila. It's one of those places where I think that they get their clothes from tourists as opposed to those rag places. And this is funny. This always trips me up. Thai people dry their laundry out in the open air. So my habits tell me that there are used clothing shops everywhere, but it's just people's houses. So I just had lunch at this vegan cafe. One of the downsides of being vegan and going to vegan restaurants is that you have to listen to conversations about how when you throw seed bombs in the desert, it summons rain clouds to water the seed bombs, according to ancient Anasazi legend. This is the place I wanted to go to. It is closed. So now I am gonna walk the mile or so back to my Airbnb. Didn't wind up finding my low-key fire grail, but I'm still here for a few more days at least. There are other secondhand clothing shops, and it was fun just to get some grime under the old fingernails. Sorry it's been so incredibly long since I uploaded. I've been distracted. I still want to splinter off and do a third channel where this travel stuff can live and other sundry videos that I choose to make. The thing is, I cannot think of a name. Thought I had one, but now I find it lame. And I just can't figure something out. There will be more videos forthcoming. Cheers. Cheers, mate.